I'm Agasthya Shenoy, a former teacher, instructional coach, data scientist, and currently an AI fellow at Teaching Lab Studio, where I'm building something called Nisa, a platform to give educators the career-long support to become experts at their craft. And today I want to talk to you about something that I truly believe, and that's this. Teachers deserve more. You deserve more practice and support. You deserve more opportunities for practice. And because of that, you deserve more than just a chatbot. Because the thing about chatbots is, ChatGPT doesn't know you. It doesn't know what you go through on a day-to-day basis. It doesn't know what it feels like to be in your classroom. It doesn't know what you need. And in fact, most AI platforms are like this. They just don't know you. But you know who does know you? The people in your building. The people who say hi to you in the morning at 6 a.m. and stand in line with you at the copy machine. Your instructional coach, your mentor teacher, your lead content person, they're the people who actually know you. And this insight is at the heart of Nisa. Because Nisa is an AI that collaborates with the humans in your school to provide you context-aware support integrated into your workflow right when you need it. So that sounds really cool, but what does that actually mean and what does it look like? So before I show you, I want you to imagine for a second that you're a middle school math teacher, Ms. Grady. And like many middle school math teachers, you've got a lot on your plate. For example, due to staffing changes this year, you're teaching 7th grade instead of 5th grade. Okay. In addition to that, your school just transitioned to a brand new curriculum that you've never used. All right. On top of that, you've got areas in your teacher evaluation rubric that you have to grow in by the end of the year. And just to keep it interesting, tomorrow is a half day. So now, Ms. Grady, whether this is your second year teaching or you've lost count how many years you've been in the classroom, in order for tomorrow to be successful, you need to know what to cover, feel confident covering it, and then, of course, you got to teach the damn thing. But luckily, Nisa is there for you every step of the way. Let me show you how. So first, you got to know what to cover. Let's say it's Sunday night, 15 minutes before the White Lotus season finale. That's enough time for you to internalize a lesson. So you log into Nisa and fire up the lesson unpacker tool. Do you? Yes. You start by finding the lesson that you're about to teach, and then sharing a little bit about what's on your mind. Once you do that, Nisa starts cooking.
Ms. Grady, I feel your half-day pain. Let's get strategic. I'll highlight the essential goal of this lesson. Then Blue and I can walk you through ideas of what you might trim and what's absolutely vital. Sound good?
This is an interactive, tailored lesson unpacking experience generated by Nisa for you. It's guided by 2 AI agents who are experts in the curriculum and in what you need.
Ms. Grady, to keep it compact and meaningful, I definitely preserved the lots of negatives activity. It clearly addresses the complexity with negative numbers. You can probably trim down time on inequalities with tables, just making sure students grasp how to test different values. How does that sit with you for your shortened schedule?
And because this is more than just a chatbot, your responses influence more than the next response. It influences the entire experience, the way the AI agents facilitate it.
I totally hear you. Mondays can be tough after a rough week, Ms. Grady. Maybe ease into it gently.
And it is facilitated. The AI agents control the web UI, open up a whiteboard that's shared to solve problems together, plan for misconceptions, and make sure that you know the how, the why, and the what of the math and the lesson itself. Once you're done, Nisa generates a tailored roll-up for you of the 3 things that you should remember as you walk into class tomorrow. And because we're connected directly to the curriculum, you can be sure that these tips aren't just good tips, they're the right tips. And it only took 10 minutes. All right, so you know what to cover now. But now it's Monday morning, and honestly, you feel like you could really use some help getting in the zone. So you're on your way to school, you pull out your phone and notice that there's a new episode in your podcast feed. And it sounds a little bit like this.
Good morning, Ms. Grady. Welcome back to the debrief. Hey there, it's great to have you with us again. How are you feeling about today's inequality lesson?
Yeah, and we know today's a half day, which always adds that extra layer of pressure, right?
Right. And I noticed that last week, half of your 7th graders were on like a field trip and missed some content, which just kind of complicates things even more.
We also saw that you spent some time last night internalizing the lesson with Nisa using the unpacker tool. That's awesome preparation.
It really is. And today we want to help you get in the zone for teaching this inequality lesson, especially with the time crunch you're facing.
Exactly. We'll focus on giving you something to say, something to do, and something to listen for, particularly around Nisa's tip about limiting examples, but making them count.
Yeah, so that's going to be key with your time constraints today,
So let's dive right in.
Okay, so you probably noticed a few things from that clip. One, the podcast hosts knew that you had used the lesson unpacking tool last night. And two, they seem to know way more than that, way more than we had told them on the unpacker tool. And that's because Nisa is an AI that collaborates with the humans in your school. And last week, your instructional coach bumped into you in the hallway and noticed that you were feeling stressed about the half day and that the 7th graders hadn't been in class this week. And so your coach pulled out her phone and sent a text message to Nisa. And now Nisa knows you better thanks to the people who know you best. Okay, so now we know what we need to cover, we're feeling confident, but now, of course, we've got to actually teach. And Nisa's got your back here too. Right before you walk into your classroom, you get a text on your phone from Nisa reminding you of the topics that you went over yesterday, getting you right in that mindset before you actually teach. After you're done teaching, Nisa checks in with you again, asking how it went and giving you a really valuable moment of reflection. The type of moment that I never gave myself as a teacher. The type of moment that's really hard to just give yourself space for. Okay, so now you've taught what you need to do thanks to Nisa helping you to prepare and helping you feel confident. That's a snapshot, a tiny snapshot of what we do with Nisa. But I want you to imagine now that kind of wraparound support, not just on the errant half day, but every day, every semester, every year. And we're able to do that because Nisa is an AI that collaborates with the humans in your school, learning from your curriculum, from informal observations, from your coach's notes, and of course, your own interactions with Nisa, your preferences, your own goals for growing your own skills. And that gives Nisa the rich context required to give you things like a lesson unpacking experience, personalized podcasts if that comes up, and just-in-time messages. And lots more, like interactive lesson planning experiences, lesson rehearsal, affect support, the list goes on. And because Nisa is continually learning from you, Nisa is for everyone. Whether you're a first-year teacher, a veteran teacher, an instructional coach, or somewhere in between, Nisa is there to support you. I want to leave you right now with where we began, with the idea that teachers deserve more. And when you don't get the support that you deserve, we burn out. When I was a teacher, I burned out so hard, I moved to Bali and joined a reggae band. Now, for a lot of reasons, this should not be the norm. But mostly it's because, yes, teachers deserve more, but kids deserve you. They deserve you at your sharpest, at your most confident, as the expert at the craft that you signed up to perfect. And I think Nisa can help you with that. I hope right now you're feeling excited about Nisa and wanting to figure out how you can get involved. Luckily, we are deep in the research and pilot phase right now, and we're actively looking for educators who can help us figure out how to make Nisa as useful as possible. So go ahead and take a picture of this QR code. Come meet us at the G20 booth with the Teaching Lab. And thank you for your time. My name is Agasthya Shenoy, and thank you for all that you do.